Thanks for joining me in this practice where we'll focus on the upper back and flexibility of the upper back, flexibility of the shoulders and neck. We'll be very close to the mat with no standing poses in this practice. You might want to use some blocks. If you don't have them, you can improvise. We'll begin lying on either the blocks, or if you've got a rolled blanket or a rolled beach towel, that'd be useful as well. If you've got blocks, take a block on its side and create just a nice opening for your upper chest. So find that area. Usually it's pretty much right at the bra strap line for us women, or right behind the sternum. So as you lie down with your knees bent, you find that spot. Take your head back to the second block, which is your pillow. As you lie down, if that feels like it's a little bit too much for you, then by all means come on down. But we're trying to open up the upper chest here in a very passive way before we go into just a little bit more actions with the shoulders. Place your hands right in front of your heart and reach your arms over your head if that works for you. And if you can, just take your arms nice and wide. If that's uncomfortable, just keep the arms to your side. And as you inhale and exhale, just notice how the breath alone creates a little bit more openness in the upper chest area. You breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. With your arms either over your head or to your side. Just invite the breath to help you expand this area that we'll be working on in the movements of opening up the upper chest, the shoulders, the neck area. And as you're ready, you can just make your way off the blanket or the block and lie on your back just for a moment. Take your arms in a cactus position and reach the arms just a little bit further away from you, and just notice how just a few minutes on the block allows you to get this feeling of nice openness in the upper chest. Now come to a tabletop position. In your tabletop position, take your blocks so that you can press your elbows down so the blocks are on their sides. Take your hands in this prayer position. Walk your knees either back or forward so that you can get a nice ease about the release of the upper body and neck. As you adjust your pose, can you allow the head to go just a little bit closer to the earth? With the fingertips pressing, notice how your ribs want to just float down toward the earth, but see if you can draw the front ribs back slightly so that you can concentrate the work, the effort here on the shoulder area. Keep reaching the thumb now back toward your shoulders. Keep a nice ease to the breath. Continue pressing the elbows pretty firmly down. Now reach your arms forward. Keep the hands in this prayer position. Keep the fronts of the ribs drawing back. And as you press your hands nice and fully. You're also pressing the elbows, just engaging the shoulders so nicely. Now inhale and lift yourself out of this pose. Set your blocks just to the side for now and come to lie down on your belly. As you lie down on the belly, stack your hands. Press your forehead into your stacked hands right about at the third eye area. With the head resting on your stacked hands, lift up your forearms as a way to lift your head. So it's not the head lifting as much as you're working the shoulders to lift the head. Inhale, you lift up. Exhale down. Inhale, the hands lift your head up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come down. Place your hands right alongside your ribs. Come to a fingertip top position. On the in-breath, hug your elbows in toward the midline. On the exhale breath, soften down. Inhale, just lift up, mostly with the power of the back muscles. Don't go too deep in this. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, draw down. Then take your arms in a cactus pose with the palms pressing down. And with your right hand pressing down, elbow roughly at the shoulder height, make your left hand be like a little kickstand for you as you roll over to your right side. You can take your left leg behind you if that's available for you. And just allow this nice ease here. Allow this nice opening of the shoulder. Take your left hand behind you if that's available to you. If not, just keep this nice action of the kickstand. You get this nice fullness to the breath, and it helps to open the upper chest even more. You can release now, come back to a Sphinx position. Come to your forearms with your elbows right under your shoulders. Press your fingertips and draw your heart forward. With the fingertips pressing back toward your elbows, elbows moving back toward your feet. Get this nice opening of the upper chest. Keep that, keep drawing your heart forward, shoulders back. And now come back down to that cactus pose we were in before, where you'll use your right hand as your kickstand and roll over to your left side. Your choice, if you can, take your right leg back. As you press your elbow down, you press your left hand down. See if you can get a little bit more openness to the upper chest. Maybe even take the right hand behind you to create just a little bit more freedom. And now you can release yourself out of the pose. Come to that Sphinx position again with your fingers spread, your palms pressing down. Draw your elbows back toward your feet. Draw your heart forward. Look forward. And now slowly come to tabletop position. In the tabletop position, grab your blocks again. With your blocks, you can have them at the low height. I like them at this middle height because it's easier to grab onto. You don't need the blocks, but it just gives you a little bit more space to open up in this. So with your left hand down, take your right arm up toward the sky. Now thread the right hand underneath the left armpit and release your head down. Inhale, lift your right arm up, open your chest. Exhale, thread it underneath your left armpit and reach out with the back of the hand really pressing down. Inhale, lift up, open your chest. Exhale, thread as you reach to the side. Your choice if you want to free your left hand and extend your left leg to get just a little bit more opening in this, by all means, to see how much more freedom you can get in the pose. Now slowly release yourself out of this action to come back to tabletop position. From here, let's work the other side. So as you reach your left arm up, you open the chest nicely. From here, you thread the hand underneath the right armpit and reach your pelvis back. You lift up, feel the freedom as you do. Exhale, again, you just release to the side. One more, inhale. Open the chest nicely. Exhale, let's stay here a little bit longer this time. As you park the back of the hand to the mat, see if you can reach your right leg straight back. Maybe even take your right hand to your low back or to the left inner thigh, just to help open the shoulder, create a little bit more fullness there. Now release back out of the pose and come to what we call the toe stand by tucking your toes under and drawing back. Now for some of us, this totally doesn't work for our knees, so please create an alternative for you. Take your arms up, cross your right hand in front of your left, press your hands together, and in that pose with the hands pressing, bend your elbows and reach your hands over to the right to stretch through the left side ribs. Come back through center and over to the left and back to center. Now go over to the right. Now free your hands and create a W with your elbows forward, your hands back to open the upper chest. Take your hands up. Again, press your palms together with the wrists crossed. Go to the opposite side to stretch through the right side ribs. Back to center and create this W again with the elbows forward, the hands back. Release your hands and come to tabletop position. And I know that's a bit of a stretch for your toes, so if you want to tap the toes to get a little bit more circulation there, by all means. Let's come to a seated position where the right leg is in front now. And as you come to the seated position, a lot of us tend to kind of slump back without elevation. So one of the things you could do is just create a little elevation with blocks or with a blanket if that works better. So whether you're on the blocks or blanket or just sitting on the mat, see if you can sit nice and tall. And as you sit tall, interlace your fingers, reach your interlaced fingers up and over to the side. Inhale, rise up. Release your hands to come to that W shape or cactus pose with the elbows forward, the hands reaching back to open the upper chest nicely. Now release your right hand down to your left leg. So press the palm of the hand into the knee if that works for you, and try to grow the thigh bone from the pelvis to the knee. Can you reach the kneecap into the palm even more and walk your left hand back toward your right cheek a little bit more. From here, open your palm up so the palm faces away from the thigh as you press the back of the hand to come to just more fullness in your twist. Now come out of the twist, interlace your fingers and reach your interlaced fingers up. Draw over to the side, the right side, and the left side. Now come to that cactus pose or that W shape as you reach your elbows forward, the hands back to open the chest nicely. Now free your hands. Take the left hand to the right kneecap, walk your right hand back to the left side of your cheek and create this nice twist. Now free the hand from your kneecap and turn the palm open to get even more fullness in your twist. Get length in the spine from the sit bones all the way to the crown of the head. You get this nice length. And now release yourself out of the twist. Take your feet together. With your feet together, lift your knees up slightly for just a little bit of inner groin work as you bow forward. And just honor this time that you spent in the practice. Create just a little bit more opening in the upper back. Inhale, lift up, a little bit more length in the spine. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.